So today I'm going to be sharing with you one of my secret go-to patterns when I go out fly fishing, the BWO Perdigon pattern. Alright, let's get into it. So before going forward in this video, all the materials that I'm going to be using in this video are all going to be down in the description. But if you go to my email, which I'll have listed in the description and at the bottom of the comments of this video, you'll get a sneak peek on how I fly fish this fly, but also some variations along the way that you can modify it to even make it better. Alright, besides that, let's get into how to tie this fly. So we're going to first start off with our thread, and we're going to make a couple wraps behind this bead. And then that's that. And I don't like to do too much because I like to keep this fly as slim as possible, so it cuts through that water as fast as possible. And the whole goal is for this fly, or Perdigon patterns in general, is to get down depth really quickly and get to this fish. And that's what we're going to try to do today. So we're going to put just a few things on this fly which make it so effective, but also it'll attract this fish to grab that fly. So we're going to cut off a piece of this coupe de lion, and we're just going to, I don't like to have too much coming off for the tail, but it's up to you how long you want it. And that's the cool thing about fly tying. Everybody has their own way of tying, and no fly is always the same, which is always so cool. And so we just got our coupe de lion on there, and then what we're going to do is that we haven't even made the body yet. We're still at the bead portion. And we're going to then grab ourselves, actually, we're going to grab some of this olive wire here. And we're just going to pinch this off. And we are going to wrap this behind the bead also. Just like so. Make sure that's secure on there. And then we're going to grab our tinsel. And the cool thing about this fly is that it has some variations to it, but also when it's in the water, it's a lot more vibrant than you think. Alright, there we go. Alright, now we're going to create the body now. So we have all of our materials that we need, and we're going to slowly start wrapping back toward the bend of the hook. Alright. There we go. And then I'm going to make a couple of wraps just to start creating the body here, just a tad. And there we go. And then I'm actually going to leave my thread here. Now the next step here is that we're going to get our wire here. We're going to make even wraps all the way up to the bead. Make sure they're pretty widespread out. Don't have them too close, because what we're actually going to do is that we're going to grab our tinsel and put it there, or wrap it in between. But first, what we're going to use a hack, and we're going to actually design this fly like a BWO, and this is the secret ingredient here. We're going to grab our Sharpie, and we're going to Sharpie our thread, and we're just going to do a little small portion of it. Alright. And then once we Sharpie our thread, it's going to give that illusion of that black silhouette around that thorax. Whoops. There we are. And I like to get that black silhouette right behind the wire. There we are. That's perfect. And then I'm going to get behind the bead. Then I wrap my thread to secure that wire, and then finally I get my tinsel, and I'm gonna wrap right in front of the wire so it leaves that black silhouette behind it, so everything is showing. And then finally wrap everything up. We're gonna take off our wire here. We're just going to move it back and forth until it pops. There we go. And then we're going to grab our tinsel and we're going to cut that off. And we're going to make some final wraps right behind the bead now. And that's it. Actually, we're going to rewind here a little bit. And then we're going to get our whip finisher. And that's it. there's our fly. And the only thing that we need to do is just add the finishing touch. So hopefully you guys can see the detail on this fly. It's a pretty small fly. We have our coupling behind, we have our tinsel, we have our wire, and we have our Sharpie. And this is really helpful to get that black or that BWO realistic effect to it. And that's going to add some contrast to the fly, which makes it a little bit easier for the fish to detect. And then lastly, actually what I like to do, I'm going to grab some super glue, and we're just going to apply some super glue to our fly. Alright, there we go. And there you go, everybody. There is a finished fly that hopefully you guys will enjoy tying. And man, I really catch a lot of fish on this fly. And it's a super easy pattern. And it catches everything from wild fish to stockfish, just everything. So hopefully you enjoy this fly. And thank you for watching.